What's going on, guys? It's that time again where we're going to be submitting cards to get graded. The last time we submitted cards, we submitted through PSA. This time we're going to go through Beckett just to kind of compare which one has the fastest turnaround times, which one has the better slabs. And in my personal opinion anyways, let me know in the comments below if you guys have submitted to PSA or Beckett or CGC and what was the turnaround times, how did you like the slabs. You know, give them a rating, 1 to 5, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. Let me know in the comments below. But eventually my goal is to send out to all 3 grading services, just so that, you know, I do have a CGC slab, but I would like to know like what the turnaround service is for myself, so that we can eventually compare all 3. But for this particular video, we're just going to do Beckett and PSA because those are the 2 kind of top-notch grading services. And we're going to follow this whole thing from start to finish. We're going to go from submitting the cards online to then shipping them out to then receiving them, and then we'll do the comparison to PSA once we've received them. Now we're going to look at the step-by-step of what you need to do going through the website and everything that comes with that. And you're going to start with 1, the grading service overview, 2, cards you choose, 3, entering in submissions, 4, entering in shipping info, 5, choosing the delivery, 6, printing the label, and 7, packaging your cards. Okay, so now we're at the main screen and you're gonna see what looks like this. You're gonna see different select submission types, right? And you're gonna look at cards, comics, manga, autographs, VHS, tickets. So for us, this particular one, we're gonna choose cards. Now they have a couple of different service options. They have the collector's special, which is a 60+ business day turnaround. They have the base, which is also 60+ business day. Standard, which is 10 to 20 business days. Express, which is 10, and priority, which is 2 to 5. So we'll get into those and we'll break those down a little bit. The collector's special is a 10 card minimum. So that means if you want to submit your cards, you have to have at least 10 cards and they have to have a $400 max declared value. Max declared value, we'll get into that when we go to submit our cards and what that looks like. Again, I suggest with subgrades. I think that's always better. It gives you kind of an idea of what was wrong with your card, why it didn't grade at that 10 that we're looking for, right? So $18 with subgrades and $16 with no subgrades. That's not a bad deal for a 60+ business day turnaround for a $400 max declared value and minimum 10 cards. The base, which is 60+ business day, which is $22 per card with subgrades, and 18 with no subgrades. And as you can see, it goes anywhere from $40 to $140 a card depending on the service that you want. Now for this particular video and for the particular cards that I'm going to be sending out, we're going to be looking at the base 60+ day, $22 a card. I will be sending 6 cards, and we'll get into those in just a minute here. But as you can see, once you hit select, it's going to bring you to card grading and adding. So now that we're in the card grading and adding cards, this gives us a good opportunity to talk about what we're looking at in our cards, right? So Pokemon in particular, we're looking at the edges, the corners, the centering, and the surface. I think there's one other one, I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head, but those are 4 key components that you really want to look at. But just remember that these are your cards, right? At the end of the day, if you have an older card that's only worth like $22 rated at a 10 and you want it slabbed because you want to keep it in that condition, it's a very nostalgic card for you, do it. It doesn't have to grade at a 10 for you to have to grade it. You always want it to, right? But at the end of the day, for some people it's not about value, for others it is, and that's okay. No matter which one you are, that's fine for you. But hey, let me know in the comments below which one you are. Do you like it just for nostalgia purposes, or do you like it for value, or are you both? So now we're going to take a look at the cards that I'm submitting and why. So this is where we're going to take a closer look at the cards that I'm choosing to grade. I chose 6. There are, let's see, one, two, three, four of them that I chose that are kind of up there in value, and I'm hoping get 10s, and two of them that are I don't think are gonna get 10s, but they're more nostalgic value for me. And we'll get to that part later. So the first one that I chose is this Sylveon GX Rainbow Rare. And so the things that you want to look for, right, are the centering of the card. You want to look at the surface of the hollow, make sure there's no print lines, no scuffing, no scratching, anything like that. And then you want to look at the edges of your borders and the corners along the top, along the bottom, and along the sides. You just want to closely inspect it. They do sell card cleaning kits where you can clean up your cards. I don't personally own one, and I haven't used one, and my gradings still did all right the first time when we submitted to PSA. But it's all personal preference. I don't mind just sending them out. I just take a really close look at them and decide whether or not I think they're a good fit. The next card I chose is the Rainbow Rare Pikachu VMAX from Vivid Voltage. Obviously I decided to grade this one because it's a highly sought after card, and we finally pulled it. Unfortunately, I wasn't streaming it when I did it. I just happened to do it off camera, but you know, it was fun to pull it just the same. The next one we have is the Charizard EX. Love this alt art card. It's so nice. It's going to look so nice in a slab regardless of the grade. Again, a lot of these are going to be for my own personal collection. I'm not looking to get rid of them. I'm not looking to sell or trade them. They're for my own personal collection. Just want to keep them safe. So we got the Charizard, and then we have the Venusaur from the same set. Love these alt arts. Unfortunately, I don't have the Blastoise. I would like to send all three of them in at the same time, but again, this looks clean. It's a little dusty on the thing inside. It's on a chip, I promise. But these cards are all fairly clean. Now these last two are the ones that are for the nostalgia value for me. The very first one I never owned originally, but it was one of my chase cards, and that is the Heracross Delta species. Love Heracross as a fire type. It seems really cool to me. It's almost like Terra before Terra, right? Being able to change those typings, but really cool art. It's a little top heavy, as you can see. I don't expect it, again, it's an older generation, don't expect it to hit as a 10, but would just like to see it protected and preserved. Really cool card. It's in, like, even the surface of the reverse hollow is super clean, which is surprising for as old as it is. Whoever had it before me took very good care of it. This last one is another one for nostalgic value for me. And I had it as an English card, found it at my local card shop in Japanese, but that is this Smeargle here. Something about the art of this card is really cool. It's very simplistic, but you get the little happy face in the background. Very cool card. And as you can see, it's got a full swirl up here in the left hand corner. It's got another small one right in front of his face, right there. You can kind of see it on the nose of the happy face, which full swirls have been a big thing for collectors. So the fact that we have two on this card is really cool. The centering looks good. I checked the surface already, and the hollow looked very clean. Edges look very clean for as old as it is. Again, whoever had this before me took very good care of it. But again, they do sell card cleaning kits. I do suggest getting them. I just personally haven't gotten one myself. It's just another way to take extra precaution to ensure that it could bump you up that even half grade. You know what I mean? If you're at a 9.5, it could get you that 10. So I do suggest getting them, but at the end of the day, grading your cards is for you. If you're looking for value or to upsell or to trade or whatever, then yes, you want to shoot for those 10s. But at the end of the day, do what makes you happy. If it's a card that's going to score you 20 bucks and it makes you happy because it's nostalgic to you, go for it. And if it's all for value for you, go for it. Just have fun with it and enjoy what you do. So now let's move on and see how we process these things. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Beckett offers something that PSA and CGC don't offer quite yet, and that's a black label 10. And what a black label means is that means everything that is on your subgrades is a 10. If you get a base 10, which is like could have 3 10s and a 9.5, and they still give you a 10, it's not going to hit that black label, right? But a black label is like those real sought after cards where every single thing that they subgrade for hits as a 10, which is a really cool feature in my book. But now we're going to actually go into the process of entering in your card. So for starters, what I'm going to do is I am going to start with the Smeargle that we looked at earlier. And so I'm just going to put in here Smeargle, and it is card number 235. You don't necessarily have to know the set, but you can see here there's a drop down menu, 2000 Pokemon Crossing the Runes, Japanese, number 235, Smeargle Hollow, rare. That's what the R means. So now this is where we look at the max declared value. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull open a second tab here, and we're going to take a look at eBay. And we are going to look at Smeargle number 235, Beckett. Yeah. Okay. So here, that's a PSA 10. This is a Beckett 9.5. That's not the right card. Beckett PSA 10, excuse me. So I'm seeing all of them as a PSA 10 and none for Beckett. So what I do is I just rough it around what the PSA value is. So we're looking at around 50. So that falls. I always just do, if it's under 500, I just put 500, just to be safe, right? We don't have to do anything with down here. This doesn't apply to any of our other cards. And you don't have to hit continue. If you have more cards to enter, just go ahead and come back up here and do the next one. So our next one is going to be that Delta Species Heracross that we looked at. So we're going to do Heracross number 3. And so this is where it can get kind of confusing, and you want to make sure you're doing the right card, right? So we know it's the EX Dragon Frontiers reverse holo, but you're going to see here that there's Pokemon EX Dragon Frontiers holo. So that's just the regular holo. This is also the regular holo, but in French, right? So you're going to see that they have them in different, yep, that's the word. In different languages. And what we're looking for is this one right here, EX Dragon Frontiers reverse foil number 3 with English, right? So we're gonna do that, and again we're gonna come over here to Beckett, and we're going to Heracross, whoops, number, actually, you know what, better yet, do this, don't do what I'm doing, make it easier for yourself, okay? Promise me you'll make it easier for yourself, because I tend to make things a little difficult for myself, right? Copy and paste, best friend. And then we're gonna go Beckett. Okay, again, same rule applies. So here you see a PSA 10 in the reverse holo for 300, and you're looking at a Beckett 8 for 213. CGC 9 for 100. So this is where, you know, giving it that value of 500 is just a safe, it's just a fail safe, right? So we're gonna do 500 for that one as well. Then we're gonna look up our Venusaur. You want to do your best to keep the light sets the same. So like my Venusaur and Charizard are from the same set, so I'm gonna keep them together. And what's very important to know, very important to know, is the order in which you put these cards in are the order you want to keep them in the whole time. keep them in the stack. So like when I stack these, my Smeargle is going to be the first one that's on top, and then it's going to follow suit with everything that followed behind it, because it makes it so much easier for the grader and it prevents any mistakes from happening, because Lord knows we don't want that. So we're gonna look at the Venusaur EX, number 198. I almost called it a Venusaur. So see, again, French, German, Italian, Portuguese, Spanish, we want the English. And this is the one we're looking for. Copy. Okay, see how much easier this makes my life? Oh, and see, we already put the Beckett 10. We don't need to put that anymore. Don't need to do that. Easy. Piece of cake. So now, this is a Beckett 9 at 300. You got a Beckett 9.5 at 250. This is a PSA 10 at 180. See, so you can already see, like, Beckett 9 with subgrades is going for 300. PSA 10 with no subgrades is 180. So people love seeing these subgrades. Okay, so we're gonna give it again 500 because it's under that. Don't need to do anything with that. So next is our Charizard. So we're gonna go Charizard, and I want to say it's number 199. Whoops. Number 1. Yep, 199. Now keep in mind that there may be some cards where you have to be very specific in the set that it comes from. For the purpose of this video, all these cards are fairly easy to tell which ones they are. So this one is going to be, again, the top one. We don't want the other languages, and we're going to check out its value. Tasty. And what do we got? Okay, so you're looking at a CGC 10 for 349, PSA 10 for 380, CGC. Okay, so everything's looking around 300, right? I don't even see any for Beckett. I just see a lot of CGC and PSA. So what we're going to do with that is we are just going to give it that 349, 350 area. Again, it's under the 500, so we're just going to call it 500. Okay. And now we have our Pikachu. Pikachu VMAX number. Whoop. That's not a number, and that's not VMAX. Number 188. So again, it's the VMAX secret rare. We want English, and check the price. Okay, so Beckett 9 we got at 150. I don't even know what grading service that is. 185 for PSA 10, 180 for PSA 10. So PSA looks right around 100 to 180, right? So again, under the 500. So just call it the 500. Call it good. And then our last card, I think when I was looking these up, wow. Still, can I spell please? Sylveon GX and number 150. Okay, so, and I believe it's from Guardians Rising. Yes, it's from Guardians Rising. So we want the English. That's the full art. 158. Okay, so this is the one right here. So we're gonna take a look at this here. Oh, maybe that's why. Maybe that's what happened last time. I accidentally took out the word Beckett. Maybe that's why there was no Beckett in there. Okay, so that's not the one we're looking for. We want this one, right? So we're looking at 275, right? That one was ungraded, right? Yep. So we're looking at 275, somewhere in there. So we're again gonna give it the 500, and so now it's gonna show you over here to the right, you're gonna see that we have 6 cards at $22, $42 for insurance, and that's gonna give you your subtotal. And if you have a gift card or a promo code, I wish I was sponsored because I'd give you guys a promo code. I don't have, I'm sorry. So next we're gonna move on to shipping. So once you're done, all you're gonna do is scroll all the way down to the bottom with all your cards here, and then you're gonna hit continue, and we're gonna go through the shipping. This part I am going to go through. It's pretty self-explanatory. I'm not going to show you guys this part just because my personal information. I'm not going to give you guys that. So I will be right back. The thing I did want to show you guys in regards to the shipping is their return shipping method. So this is the cost for you to get your stuff back. So you can pick it up in person if you live in Plano, Texas. Plano, Texas. You can go get yours for free. Or you can get it by ground for $26. You can get it for 2 days, for in 2 days, I should say, for $42, and next day service for $60. So this part is entirely up to you. I'm just gonna go ground, the typical cheapest one, and that works for me. So do what works for you. Now that we've got our shipping out of the way, so we've done everything. We've done the item type, we've done the service, we've done the item details, we've done the shipping. So now we're in the review the order. So this is where it gives you the detail of all your cards, and like, you know, so it shows you we have one of this one of this one of this one, all that, what we declared it as value, why this one says $4.99 instead of $500 when I put $500 for all of them, I don't know, but that's all right. And then we get down to our shipping details. Nice try, guys. You're not getting my shipping. Then we're going to agree to the terms of service, and we are going to hit checkout. So again, this is going to bring us to, I mean, this is kind of nice. It brought me to an even, you can see it here, an even $200. So this is again where I'm going to say goodbye to you guys, and I'm going to fill out my payment method. I'm down at the bottom of the screen, but I just put in the my payment information, and when you're done doing that, there's going to be a little button down here that says submit order. We're going to submit our order. There. We'll receive your confirmation email shortly, so you get a confirmation email. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to take a look at how you should be packaging your cards to get them ready to get graded. Congratulations, you finally submitted your first set of cards. Now we're going to take a look at what your cards need to be in and what we need to do to box them up to keep them protected and safe, so that we can ship them out and then get them back graded. First, what you want your cards in is you want your cards in these semi-rigid sleeves. You're going to want them in a soft sleeve first. I personally put the pull tab on the back of it. It is said that you don't need the pull tabs anymore, that they just kind of knock it down, then cut along this edge here, and then take your card out. I still personally put them on, but it's personal preference. I would still recommend doing it because that's not 100% confirmed. So I personally still put them on just to make their lives a little bit easier, right? So next, what we're going to look at is what we need for the inside of the box to get it packaged and shipped off. The first thing that we're going to look at is the shipping information that we printed off. You're going to want to print off 2 of them. You're going to want one for inside the box, and you're going to want to keep one for yourself. This is where we're going to take an opportunity to double check and make sure that our cards are in the correct order for shipping. So first, we've got our Smeargle on top. We've got the hair crossed, what is that? Hair crossed next. Then we have the Scarlet and Violet 151 Venusaur, the Scarlet and Violet 151 Charizard, the Sword and Shield Vivid Voltage Pikachu VMAX, and the Sylveon GX. So we verified that all our cards are in the correct order, so we're going to leave them just like that. And next, what you'll need is 2 pieces of cardboard, slightly bigger than the rigid sleeves themselves. You're going to want some rubber bands, and you're going to want some bubble wrap. And obviously you're gonna want a box that will fit all the contents, right? So let me get this set up and I will be right back. Okay, we're back with the first step, which is we're gonna put these rigid sleeves inside these two pieces of cardboard. We're gonna make a little nice card sandwich here. Cardboard, cards, in the order that you submitted them, right? And then you're gonna pack it tight like this. And then what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to put the rubber bands around it. Okay, I typically like to do, and there kind of is such thing as overkill. You don't want it too tight because you don't want it to squish the cards and potentially bend them, right? So I like to put 2 going one direction, 2 going the other, and that's just enough to where it's nice and snug, nothing's falling out. See, this can't even really separate, so you're good there. These aren't going anywhere. Then what I like to do is wrap it in some bubble wrap. The one thing I did forget to mention is obviously you're gonna need some packing tape as well, so don't forget your packing tape. Okay, so again, making a nice neat little sandwich, and then I'm gonna hold that down while I get my packing tape. This is a lot more difficult on camera than people make it look. Yeah. Yeah, so now they're all bubble wrapped and protected. Next thing you got to do is just throw it in the box. So here's our box. Let me flip this up. So here's our box. I got a little paper inside, so I'm gonna put it in there nice and snug. And I always like to throw a little bit more bubble wrap in there just in case. All right, see, a little bit more on top. Now you're ensuring that's not going anywhere. Some people like to write top on their cardboard, on their top piece. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think they're idiots. I think they know what the top of the cards look like in the pile, and they can look at a list. If they can't, then there's a real problem. So there, and then I just neatly put the information on top that they need, and then we can shut the box. And then let me get this taped up and ready to go, and I'll be back with what we can do next. All right, so we got our box all taped up, as you can see here. What you're gonna want to do is, if you're using a box that has any old label on it or any old barcode, make sure you scribble those out, just so that it doesn't accidentally get scanned, and for whatever reason, you know, they send your cards back because something went wrong. I would hate for that to happen. So now what we're going to do is we're going to address it to Beckett. You can put Beckett, apparently you can put Beckett grading, Beckett collectibles. Apparently all those worked. I actually had to look myself to make sure I was putting the right name, because this is also my first submission. Little hint there. So I'm gonna put Beckett grading. Is it 2 T's? Look at me. Beckett grading. So Beckett grading, and then we're gonna go, it is 2700 Summit Ave. Suite 100. Plano, Texas. Plano, Texas 75074. Jeez. Yep. Okay. That's all you need on the box. Wow, my handwriting's messy. I used to have really neat handwriting, and then I had surgery on my elbow, and I lost feeling in 2 of my fingers, and now my handwriting looks like this. And then what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna put your own shipping information, like your own address and stuff, up in this corner. Obviously, I'm not gonna do that on screen, but then your package, yes, your package is ready to ship, sir. No, your package is ready to ship once you get your own address on there. You're gonna want to bring it down to your local post office. There we go. That's the word. You're gonna want to bring it down to your local post office, and they're probably gonna offer you insurance. Now, this is where it's kind of your own personal preference, because really, for me, like with this one, I'm personally not gonna get the insurance on the shipping. But if you're shipping out something that is like way more expensive and like you're really worried about it, then I would definitely get the insurance. But again, it's all personal preference. If you're sending out a $25 card and you're still like, hey, I still want to get the insurance on that, by all means, go for it. It's all up to you. But you're done. You're done. That's it. You've done it. Congratulations on submitting your first set of cards to Beckett. And let's see what we get. What is going on, guys? We are back. Has it been 60 days already? I'd say it has.
It came! It finally came! The big one.
Actually, we sent these out on March 4th, I believe it was. And here it is. It is now June 11th, and they're back. It was a little over 60 days. There was 2 days that it got delayed in post, and there was like a week where I had submitted the wrong card information, so that was on me. So it actually probably would have come even earlier had I done that correctly in the first place. So they're here. I'm gonna open up this box, and we're gonna get back to it, and we're gonna check these out, see what we got for grades, and compare them to PSA and a CGC slab. So let me get this box open, and I'll be right back. Got the box open. As you can see, they're still sitting in the box. I would say I like how they package these. Nice and tight in there. They're definitely not going anywhere. So overall, I'm already happy with the turnaround time. I'm already happy with the way they shipped it out. Let me get these out of the box real quick. I'm hopefully not going to. Okay. Wow. This is really cool. They're all individually wrapped right now. This is cool. Let me get this out of here. Wait, I didn't. All right, so here's the slabs. I'm gonna slide the first one out here. I love these slabs, actually. I'm not gonna lie, these are really cool. And the first one is the Sylveon. Let me see if I can. Okay, there we go. So we got the Sylveon first. Rainbow Rare, and it looks like centering got a 9.5. The edges got a 9. Corners got a 10, and the surface got a 10. So what are we thinking? Probably 9. Hey. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I'm happy with that. I will take a Beckett 9 all day. Nice. So we're gonna set these over to the side here for now. And the next one. Okay, so we kind of know how these work now. So I'll try to cover it better with my thumb. Ooh, I'm excited about this one, guys. I'm really excited about this one. The Chonkachu VMAX Rainbow Rare. Slide my thumb here. Oh. I kind of revealed it. It's a 9 at least. So we got a 9, a 9.5, 9.5, and 9.5 on centering, edges, corners, and surface. So I'd say probably 9.5. I like that. Almost a 10, guys. We almost got it there. Not a 10, but overall still super happy with that. That is cool. 9.5 Chonkachu, 2 Rainbow Rares, 9.5. Absolutely love it. All right, next one. What do we got? The Charizard EX from 151. We got a 9.5 on centering, 9.5 on edges. Ooh, an 8.5 on the corners. That's a little rough. I don't know if you can see that. 8.5 on the corners and a 9 on the surface. So I'd say probably a 9. I think that 8.5 hurt us a little bit. So let's see. Yeah, a 9. All right. At least 9s across the board so far. So I am pretty happy with that, not gonna lie. We got a 9 in the Charizard. Okay. This one, wonder who this is. Is this the Venusaur maybe? Yeah. This one's the Venusaur. And let's see what we got here. Centering got a 9.5. Edges got a 9.5. Corners 9. And a surface 9.5. Okay. So my guess probably a 9.5 here. Similar ratings to the Chonkachu. 9.5. Let's go. No 10s yet, but that's okay. Like I said earlier in the video, it's not, depending on who you are as a collector or how you enjoy collecting and how you like to collect, it's not about necessarily getting the 10, it's about preserving them and keeping their value. So for me, this is exciting all the way around. These could get 2s and I would be happy. I mean, I wouldn't be ecstatic, but you know what I'm saying. All right, so we got the Delta species Heracross. Oof, okay, so that's a little rough there. Centering 7.5. Centering 7.5. Corner is that 8.5? Yeah, 8.5. Edges a 9. Surface a 9. It took a bit of a hit there with that 7.5. I'm gonna say it probably got an 8. Probably got an 8 because we got that 8.5 there, that 7.5 on the centering. I knew the centering was a little rough going into it. I didn't think this was going to get a 10, but again, like I said earlier in the video, this one specifically and the Smeargle, who's next, I wanted just for the nostalgia value and just to have it preserved in my collection. So this is really cool regardless of what it gets. I like that it's preserved. It's not going to go anywhere, and it did get an 8. Okay. Not bad. But I mean, these look so good. Yeah, you can see how top heavy it is there. These look so good in a slab, I'm not gonna lie. So Heracross, Delta species Heracross got the 8. And next, I'm really excited about this one. Well, we know we didn't get any black labels, so there's that. Oh, this looks so good in a slab. We got 8.5 on the centering. Wow, I actually thought the centering was better than an 8.5. I think that's a little harsh for this card. We'll check the back out in a minute, but edges got a 9.5, corners 9.5, and surface 9. I mean, for as old as this card is, for this to have a 9 on the surface, that's really good. I'm disappointed that the centering got an 8.5. I guess I kind of see it on that right hand side there. It's a little right side heavy now that I'm looking at it. We'll look at the back like I said, but what we get? A 9. Not bad. So all 9s, 9.5s except for the Heracross that got the 8. That's okay. We did really good this time. I am not displeased at all. So let's compare, right? So we get this We have the CGC. I got this one from a trade. I haven't set, don't mind the PSA. All I had was PSA sleeves. So I got this one from a trade through Trade Night. You can actually check out the short. And I just wanted a CGC slab just so I could see, like, you know, the difference and kind of have one for my own personal collection. I may send out to CGC myself just to check out the turnaround time and have a small collection from them as well. And then whichever one I like most, I'll probably start submitting my cards to permanently. But and then we have our PSA. Overall, Beckett is a little bit thicker on the slabs. The plastic feels, if I'm being honest, it feels a little cheaper. Feels a little bit cheaper. The PSA one feels a little more durable, and the CGC one almost feels like these two put together, right? It feels like somewhat cheap, but it feels like it's almost as durable as the PSA one. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think overall it's still a good case. They look really clean. I do like that they offer the subgrades. That's probably my favorite thing about Beckett, is like you can see where like it fell short, or, you know, if you have that black label 10, then you can, it's more, I think it's more satisfying that you can look at all the things and see, oh, it got all 10s. Like, that's really cool. So overall, I'm very pleased with Beckett. They had a great turnaround time. Again, like I said, I kind of messed up on my card information when I submitted it, so I actually had to reach out to them, or they reached out to me, told me that I submitted the wrong card information, so that kind of like hindered it a little bit. And in doing that, it still didn't get delayed. Like, they shipped it out on time. It was our shipping service that delayed it. So even then, it still made it, I'm gonna say that it made it on time. I said today's the 11th. Yeah, today's the 11th, so we're what, 4 makes 6 makes 10, 7 days, so a week later than 60 days, 67 days. Not bad, Beckett, good job. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you agree with these grades? In, you know, just first glance at these cards, would you have graded them higher? Would you have graded them lower? Again, just by first glance. I want to look at this a little closer too. Yeah, the swirl, love it. Yeah, let me know what you think, and if you use this, let me know if it worked for you, how it did, how your cards did. And just go have fun grading cards. It's been real, it's been fun. I will see you guys in the next one. Have fun grading. Stay unfazed.